Well, McMaster was seen as a moderating force in the White House, Maria. He was someone who didn't necessarily agree with the president on all his views, and he wasn't afraid to share those with the president. For instance, when it came to Iran, the president said he thought the Iran deal should be scrapped. McMaster felt otherwise. McMaster was very clear that he made comments about how he believed Russia had meddled in the election, something that ruffled feathers with the president. So this was a man who was well respected. He was an active army general, and he was someone who was seen as a moderating force, someone who would keep the president in line and share his views with him. Now, it wasn't a surprise because we knew McMaster was going. There were rumors that he was going, but there were also stories about how McMaster would actually go back to active duty as an army general, and he's since sent out a note saying that he's actually going to retire from the army. The president has made no secret of the fact that he's rethinking his cabinet. He wants to get everybody in line along the same kind of views as him. We saw Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, who was similar to McMaster, who questioned the president on issues like Iran, for instance, and he is now gone. McMaster is now gone. And the president is basically realigning his cabinet ahead of that meeting with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, which he has agreed to meet by May, Maria.
Okay. And Leone, so McMaster's being replaced by a hawk, John Bolton. How might he shape Trump's foreign policy? And is his past really behind me? I mean, this is a guy who has called for war with Iran and North Korea. So another question is, how scared should we really be?
That's right. So John Bolton is known as an ultra-conservative, very hawkish on his views. He was the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations under George W. Bush, where he was a huge advocate for the Iraq war. He has talked about preemptive strikes on North Korea. Now, he was just on U.S. television a short time ago, and the surprise was that people had talked about him taking on the role of Secretary of State when Trump first came in. So the surprise was that he got this role as the National Security Advisor. And what he said is he sees a role as someone who is set there to implement the president's wishes and to make sure that the bureaucracy follows through with what the president wants. And what we can see now from the president is that he does want a cabinet full of people that does go in line with what his views are. And those views are a bit more hardline.